Welcome to the Misha Wilson Show, where we show you how to create massive success online so you can enjoy the lifestyle of your wildest dreams. Hey, if you want to discover how to get paid to launch your course while simultaneously essentially guaranteeing that your product will be a message to market fit, stick around and watch today's video through until the very end, as I'm about to share with you a simple process and a simple mechanism that allows you to guarantee your success with your new product. As always, if this is your first video, my name is Misha Wilson, and over the course of the last few years, I've now done over $40 million in total sales online. So everything that I'm teaching you here in today's video is taught to you based on actual applied knowledge and not just theoretical. This kind of sort of might work this way. As always, if you get value out of this video, please let me know in the comments section below what your biggest takeaway is. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up button to get notified when I do more videos just like this. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so what I want to talk about here today is the process that you can go through in order to firstly get paid to actually launch your product, and then secondly, guarantee that your product will be essentially a product to market and a message to market fit before you go and do all the work creating the actual product itself. All right, and this can be used for courses, it can be used for, essentially anything if you have a platform to go ahead and launch a product to begin with. Now I'm gonna go ahead and kind of teach the process that I've used in the information marketing world, but at the same time, understand that, people in the real world, Steve Jobs, the iPhone, Elon Musk with his cars, they all go through this process to kind of see how a product will ultimately do. And to begin with, I kind of want to tell a story of working with a client and having that client do it the completely wrong way, and then walking them through the right way to go ahead and do it. So we recently had a client and they were getting started. They were getting started with affiliate marketing, selling other people's courses. And then kind of without telling me, they pivoted and they said, God, I want to create my own product, right? We ended up getting on a call and he was telling me about all the different modules and everything he was going to have in the modules, a product on creating a course, on how to get traffic with Instagram, which is great. He's very good at it. And it's going to be a super high quality product. But he was spending all of his time mapping out every single module. He had already done 2 or 3 different modules from the actual course, creating the product itself before ever making a sale. And for most people watching this, you'd say, well, yeah, that's what you got to do, right? You create the product so that when you sell the product, you can actually deliver on the product. And so I completely and totally understand the train of thought that goes in to, of course, going down that process and executing on that process. The truth is, though, that the super smart and super bright entrepreneurs do it exactly opposite from that, which allows them to get paid to create the product. The same work that my friend was doing, my client was doing, nonstop to create the product, for him, he could actually get paid for that while at the same time validating that the market will actually want the product. So here's what you should do when you want to go ahead and launch a product so that you can get paid to do it. The first thing you do is you start with the actual sales material. You outline the sales material, you create the offer for the actual product, and then you figure out how you're going to go ahead and sell the offer. All right, which mechanism between Facebook ads, YouTube ads, solo ads, whatever it might be, how you're going to get people in front of that actual product. Usually what I will then do is I'll have some sort of pre-launch kind of, pre-launch mechanism. It might be filling up a Facebook group in order to get free videos. It might be opting in for, a free book on how to grow an Instagram profile starting from scratch, right? Something that is congruent with the product that's going to go ahead and come, but at the same time, not selling them on the product yet. All right, so the first thing you have to do is build an audience of people who are going to be likely interested in purchasing the product. That's kind of the pre-launch phase. Now, once you have that audience of people, you need to figure out how you're going to sell the product. Now, my favorite way to sell a product when we're launching something is via a webinar. All right, so I'll create a webinar presentation. For those of you who don't know how to create webinar presentations, check out this channel. I've covered it quite a few times. Just search webinar and you'll get some videos on how to create a webinar presentation. But what I'll then do is I'll create a webinar that actually sells the product before I've ever taken any time to create the product itself. We'll then take that webinar, we'll host it, we'll mail it out to the people who've opted in for the actual pre-launch gift, or get in the Facebook group, whatever they've done to be part of that audience for the pre-launch. We'll host the webinar and we will sell the course before we've ever actually created the course. All right. Now there's a right way to do this and there's a wrong way to do this. The wrong way to do this is you get on the webinar and you tell people, all right, you're going to get this, 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 and that. The minute you buy, you're instantly going to be able to log in and you'll have access to everything starting right now here today. All right. You obviously do not want to say that, because if you're saying that, you are lying because you haven't created the product yet. And so the way you frame it is on the webinar. Essentially what you do is usually you give away a discount for those people who are willing to take action before the course is actually created. And then secondly, you frame it as being a more interactive coaching style of process versus just a course, which is actually true. So how you present the offer is, let's say it's an Instagram offer, like I kind of mentioned before, right? It would be, when you get started with our Instagram Influencer Accelerator today, you're going to get, access to our live 6-module training course that's going to cover XYZ, XYZ, and XYZ. And every single week, we're going to get on a call together. I'm going to train you on how to do XYZ, right? Part of what you'll be training them on in the course. And then we'll be live on the call. I can spend time answering questions. I can go over any concerns you might have. We can spend as long as we need to for you to have clarity on the thing. And then from there, the next week, we will do the exact same thing. And so you actually sell essentially the thing that is going to become the course. You sell it as a live interactive experience, and you sell the benefits of that live interactive experience over the actual just product and course itself. And so usually what you end up seeing is a spike in sales because people really want that live interactive experience, while at the same time, you're kind of, proving to yourself whether or not the course will do well or not. All right. So if you make a ton of sales on the webinar, well, chances are the course will do really well. If you only make one sale on the webinar, well, you can always cancel the actual, live interacting calls, refund the person for the actual program and say, hey, due to one reason or another, we've decided not to do this thing. As long as you, of course, refund the person and, take care of them, that's completely and totally fine. And what this also allows you to do is you've now validated whether or not the course will be a message to, market fit, a product to market fit. At the same time, if you've made sales on the actual webinar itself, you've created a surge of cash flow. And then what you're going to do is when you do those actual live coaching sessions, you are going to record them. And the recordings of those live coaching sessions become the actual course itself. And when you take it one level further, this is what the super experts do. What you'll then do is all of the questions, all of the concerns, all of the objections that people have on those live coaching calls. So if you do, let's say you do a product on Instagram and you're doing a live coaching call and you figure out that, all right, there's these 3 big questions. People don't want to create content where they put their face out there. People don't want to spend 6 hours a day on social media, and people don't want to have to do XYZ with Instagram. I don't know exactly what it would be with Instagram specifically, but what you do is you look at all of the common objections that people go ahead and give you on those coaching calls. And then when you launch the actual course sales material for the evergreen course, the course that's going to be sold every single day, that is not the live version, you take all of the objections that you got while going ahead and presenting the live training, creating the course that you got paid to do. You take those objections, you put those objections into the webinar presentation, and you overcome those objections with the actual training and with the actual sales presentation, allowing you to essentially create the course, get paid for the course, figure out the exact objections that people have so that you can then implant that into the evergreen sales material, while at the same time, you create the evergreen course itself, all in a very systematic process, allowing you to go ahead and launch, make sure that your product is a product to market fit and the message to market match is on point, making sure there's demand for the actual product, getting paid to go ahead and launch the product, while at the same time then figuring out the big objections that people have so that when you create the evergreen version of the actual sales presentation, it converts as high as humanly possible. And well, as a result, you make as many sales as humanly possible. So with that said, I hope you got a ton of value out of this video. As always, if you did, please let me know in the comments section below what your biggest takeaway was. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up button to get notified when I do more videos just like this. Till next time, over and out.